Hello everybody, Heartn here, and if you're watching this video, most likely you're watching this because you want to know how to defend Regrow Rainbow rushes, because you probably die to these all the time. But don't worry, in this video I will provide you guys a list of some of the best ways to defend Regen Rainbows on Bloons TD Battles Mobile. But before we begin, keep some things in mind. First off, there are more ways to defend Regrow Rainbows than the ways that I mentioned. But the towers that I chose were what I felt to be the best ways, or at least some of the most used ways to pop them. There are obviously more ways than this, but if you use your own strategy yourself and it works well, then feel free to use it. You don't have to listen to me. And in this game, the way that the game works, most of the time tower combinations usually work better than single towers. So there's probably hundreds of possible ways to defend Regrow Rainbow rushes, and feel free to share your way in the comments below. Also remember that these ways won't work 100% of the time. For example, if your opponent sends a $100,000 Regrow Rainbow rush, it obviously has a higher chance of killing you than if your opponent sends a $1,000 Regrow Rainbow rush. Also, if your opponent uses balloon boost, then the balloons will be twice as fast, and you probably have twice the chance of dying. Also, sometimes you need more towers than other times because of the map length or the amount of balloons your opponent sends. So sometimes you do need more towers, and if you don't get enough, you might die. So just remember that no strategy is completely foolproof, but most strategies do work a lot of the time. So let's just jump right into my list. And the first way is the Juggernaut, or as some of you could call it, the 4-0 Dart Monkey. Now the Juggernaut is actually one of the most popular ways to defend Regrow Rainbow. Some might even say the most popular way. Now it's really good because it can pop up to 100 balloons in one shot, and it's really good against ceramics and camos too. But the bad thing is that it's not really good if it's not in a straight line, but if it is placed on a straight line, then it's really good. And then the other upgrade path for the Super Monkey Fan Club. So the Super Monkey Fan Club is actually pretty expensive, but I mean it's not that expensive if you get your income correctly. And if your opponent is literally going all out on the Regrow Rainbow rush, then you should probably use it because Super Monkey Fan Club will pretty much demolish the rush. Now keep in mind that the 0-1 and 0-2 upgrades do benefit the Dart Monkey even when it's a Super Monkey. So it is helpful to get those upgrades, even though I did not in the video clip. And the next way to defend Regrow Rainbows is the Ring of Fire. Now compared to Flash, the Ring of Fire on mobile actually isn't as great, but if you have Tack Shooter, then Ring of Fire is actually a really good way to defend Regrow Rainbows. Now you probably need a lot of them to defend a huge Regrow Rainbow rush, but for the smaller rushes, 1 or 2 should do really fine. Keep in mind that it cannot pop camo balloons though, so you need something else for camo balloon defense. And the next way to defend Regen Rainbows is the other upgrade path of the Tack Shooter, which is the Blade Maelstrom, or the 0-4 Tack Shooter. Now the Blade Maelstrom is actually one of the best ways to defend Regen Rainbows, but it's only good if you can time it correctly. So if your hands are slow and you can't move fast, then it's probably not that effective. But if you can build a tower fast, if you can upgrade fast, if you can use the ability fast, then it will demolish almost any regen rush sent against you. And even one ability, if put in the correct place and used at the right time, can pretty much demolish one entire $10,000 Regrow Rainbow rush. Now also be careful because it cannot pop camo balloons, so just make sure that you get other towers to pop camos as well. Next comes the Glaive Ricochet, or the 3-0 Boomerang. Now the Glaive Ricochet is also one of the best ways to defend Regen Rainbows, and it has the same popping power as the Juggernaut. However, the Glaive Ricochet doesn't have to be placed in a straight line like the Juggernaut has to, but the one weakness as a Glaive to the Glaive Ricochet is that it can't pop camo balloons, so you also have to get up other defense to pop camo balloons. Now just one upgrade away from the Ricochet is the Glaive Lord. Now some people say that the Glaive Ricochet is better than the Glaive Lord because you can get more of them and it's cheaper, but some say otherwise because first off, the Glaive Lord can pop camo balloons, which is a huge advantage if someone decides to send camo regen rainbows instead of regular regen rainbows. Also, the glaives that cycle around the Glaive Lord, those can actually pop infinite balloons if my knowledge is correct. So some people like Ricochet, some people like Glaive Lord. Either way, both are really good ways to pop regen rainbows. And another really good way to defend regen rainbows is the Bloomtonium reactor, or the 4-0 Submarine. Some people say that it's the best way to defend regen rushes because it has infinite pierce, camo detection, and attacks at a rather fast speed. And even on a map like Battle Park, it's said to be able to pop infinite Regrow Rainbow rushes. Now, I'm not sure if this is true, but either way, the 4-0 Submarine is a really good way to defend regen rushes. Now I'm going to state some of the stranger ways, but still rather effective ways to defend regen rainbows. So this way is the 4-0 bomb, or 4-2 bombs, as some people like to upgrade those extra 2 upgrades, or the balloon impact. Now this tower isn't actually that great at defending regen rainbows on mobile, but it actually does a pretty good job against the smaller rushes. But once again, this tower cannot pop camo balloons, so you need other towers to pop camo balloons. So the next way is actually a very strange way, but it somehow works really well. It is the 2-3 sniper. Now, before you go into the game and start trying this, I will say that it's actually really hard to use effectively, because if you accidentally pop off the first layer, then there's 2 zebras and then they might regrow back, and then you have infinite regrows because your sniper can't handle group balloons that well. But yeah, if you only get a sniper, then this is probably your best bet of defending Regrow Rainbows. And then we have the 2-3 Monkey Ace, which is also a somewhat strange way to defend the rush, but some people do use it and it actually works pretty well. The problem with this is that sometimes one Monkey Ace is not enough to defend a Regrow Rainbow rush, so you do need other supporting towers like another Monkey Ace, or maybe a Juggernaut, a Flash Bomb, a Boomerang, just something else, because most of the time just one ace will not completely defend a rush. And then we have the Balloon Trap, or the 4X Engineer. Now, the balloon traps aren't exceptional at defending regen rainbow rushes, and it can depend on luck where the traps are placed, because if the balloon traps are placed in bad spots, you're basically screwed. But they're still great at defending Regrow Rainbow rushes because first off, they defend, most of the time they defend at least 3/4 of the rush, and if you do defend the rush, then you get quite a bit of money for it. So that's basically it. Once again, these strategies aren't flawless, and other balloons like ceramics, moabs, or maybe camels can be these towers' weaknesses. But otherwise, they should do fairly fine against pure regen rainbow rushes. I hope this video did help you out. If you do want to see more tutorials of the game, like the video and comment below what you would like to see. Share this video to help others defend the deadly Regrow Rainbow rush, and have an awesome day.